Hey guys, JK here. Just wanted to talk about some upcoming events for Fate Grand Order. On top of just being curious and, interesting, I think that it's very important to know what's coming up because it'll kind of inform your farming process. You won't be wasting a lot of effort, a lot of AP unnecessarily if you know what's coming up. So a lot of people know by now that our next event is going to be the Halloween event. The Japanese banner here says 1021, but this is obviously in 2015. So for us, all indications are that we'll probably be getting it next week, maybe on the 17th, because that's where everything is ending. The Okeanos Banner 2 is ending that day. So is the half AP event right now for the Ember Burning, whatever it's called. Basically, the experience card farming quests, the dailies. So all that's going to be ending on the 17th, pointing to the event possibly starting, shortly after. So the next event is going to be the Halloween event, and we're going to be getting a free 4-star caster, Elizabeth Bathory. She exists in the game currently as a Lancer, but we're going to have a caster version of this. And the reason why this is important is because there aren't really wave clearing casters in the game right now. If I am just totally blanking on, somebody good that I forgot about, please let me know. But this is going to be your wave clearing caster for a while, and because she's free, everybody's going to have her. So arts based deck mostly, but she does have a Buster Noble Phantasm, which is important for a particular reason. So her skills gives her crit stars for 3 turns, so you can get this over 3 turns depending on the level, and it also recovers their own HP. Kind of whatever, nice to have, I guess. I think this is probably one of her more important skills. Mana Burst, Pumpkin A, increases her own Buster card performance for 1 turn, and it burns all enemies for 300 damage for 10 turns, so that's an additional 3,000. The reason why this is important is because, as I mentioned before, her Noble Phantasm is Buster. So, right before you activate her Noble Phantasm and you're trying to clear out a wave of enemies or something, you'd want to activate this skill prior to doing that. And then finally, after the 3rd ascension, we have Performance Continuation, which is a nice Guts skill. Guts is always nice to have because it just, saves them more times than you can count, I guess. Like, I have a coup, obviously, that has Guts, and it just, even if you don't expect some kind of critical hit from the enemy, or you unexpectedly take a lot of damage, the Guts can save your skin a lot. Plus you get 8 critical stars, which is nice. But yeah, I'm going to be using her primarily as a caster wave clearer, and obviously this is going to be really good for like assassin dailies and things like that. And what's really cool about these free characters is that ascending her is just going to cost these twinkle candies, which are earned from the event as well. You don't need to be worrying about, using ascension items that could go on some other character. There's not going to be overlap there, so I'm really excited about that. Whether or not she's like a really awesome character, I think she's going to find her uses, and just the fact that you can ascend her easily like that is just really exciting for me because ascension can be a pain sometimes. But anyway, going back to the event, so we are going to have a new banner here, and I think a lot of people have mentioned her already, Tamamo no Mae, who is also a 5-star caster, and she's a really good support. And I won't really go into like a character spotlight here, but a lot of people are going to be pulling for her. She's really great for an arts team especially, but she's just a good support overall. She has a Noble Phantasm that can reduce the cooldown on your skills. Also can increase your Noble Phantasm gauge for your whole party. So really useful stuff. Unfortunately, the rest of the banner is all repeats, at least for me. So I'm not happy about that. I'm not going to be pulling very hard for her. I'm just going to maybe do 1 or 2 for some of the event craft essences, but I know a lot of people are going to be pulling hard for her. But again, more importantly, in my eyes, I want to know what you can actually farm from this. So if you're farming really, really hardcore for any of these pieces, I would suggest that you stop and consider just waiting until the event comes, because it's going to come around. You're going to get it so much more easily. So you get 20 Berserker pieces and monuments, really nice. Granted, with the new dailies, it's not too hard to farm things like these, but 20 is probably more than you'll need for most in most cases. Then you're also going to be getting Twinkle Candy, of course, for Elizabeth Bathory, the Ascension pieces. You'll also be getting 20 Saber pieces and Monuments. So again, if you're farming hardcore for Saber, you might want to consider waiting a week for this event. And then, of course, what people are very interested in are these Dragons reverse scales. You can get 10 from the event, and if you are not completely sure about what this looks like, these are these very rare pieces that are very hard to farm, and this is actually going to be really nice to have. 10 is pretty good number, so that's pretty much enough to max ascend to anybody who uses that. And then you get Lancer pieces and Monuments. If you scroll down a little bit more, with the cupcake exchange, you get Ghost Lanterns. Not a huge deal. They're not terribly hard to farm, but you can save yourself some trouble here. You can get 20 of those. Dragon Fangs are those, I think they're silver rarity, little claw-looking things. 20 here. Unlucky Bone. Those are easy to get. Homunculus babies. These are very, very important because a lot of characters use these. I'm trying to ascend my David to the 3rd ascension so that he can get his charisma skill. But these are actually very hard to farm right now in global, and this is what it looks like. Now, supposedly, right now in global, the best place to farm these are the Lancer 30 AP quests. If you scroll down, everybody should have this spreadsheet bookmarked, by the way, if you play this game, and I can put the link in the description below. But yeah, like supposedly, oh geez, where is it? Okay, here it is. Supposedly, the best place to farm it is Lancer 30 AP. Okay, I've scrolled too far. But I don't know. From my own experience, I was farming this last night, even though I knew I should have been doing the half price AP dailies. I was doing the Lancer 30 AP over and over because I really wanted to get like 4 of these to get my David up. I have 3 already from someplace, and I needed 4 more. So I was thinking, with like an 18-20% drop rate, it shouldn't be a hard thing at all. But I ran it like 20 times at least, and I didn't get a single one. So I don't know if I'm just unlucky or what. But anyway, after checking this again and reminding myself, I am not going to farm these anymore. 20 is going to be probably enough for what I need right now. And I don't even know if that data on the Lancer AP is correct, honestly, because a lot of that's pulled from JP, hasn't been 100% confirmed to global. But again, maybe I was just unlucky. But anybody who needs homunculus babies are, advised to possibly wait a week, and you can get 20 with relative ease during this event. And then you get more caster pieces and monuments. I'm actually like really overloaded on some of these things because of either previous events or just farming for something else. So, but yeah, it's there if you need it. And then experience cards and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, for me, I'm really excited about the homunculus babies finally being easier to get, and then these dragons reverse scales. Everybody's going to probably need these, especially for like berserkers or even like saber altar, things like that. So yeah, if you can wait a week, just wait and you'll get it much easier in the Halloween event. But I think it's also good to look ahead a little bit more, just to kind of plan your I don't know, your quartz usage or even farming if you're really, really patient, I guess. So around like Thanksgiving time, we're gonna get this gudaguda event. Again, I'm not gonna go into detail here. You do get this cool saber Okita that a lot of people want, kind of waifu material, I guess. But again, I'm very curious about what you can actually farm here. So you get 10 hearts of a foreign god, and these are the really, really rare, hard to farm things as well. I don't think I'm gonna hold out until November if I can help it, but some people may want to. You can get 10 of these during this event. More homunculus babies, infinity gears. That's pretty cool because these are kind of rare still. Talon of Chaos. This is the one that everybody needs pretty much. Like, these are farmable, but it's such a pain right now. So I guess the Berserker dailies have made it a little bit easier, but I actually farmed some of these in Germania in Septum, and it was such a pain. So I'm sure people are going to be excited when 20 of those come in this event. Meteoric Horseshoe, also farmable, but also a pain, so I'm happy about the 20 here. And then you get some octuplet, twin crystals. It's not too hard anymore. Forbidden Pages are still pretty rare. The void dust is like I have like 100 something of that just farming other things. But yeah, it's just nice to kind of look ahead and see what's coming so that, as you go through some of this farming hell, you can determine whether it's worth all that AP, maybe even like refreshes, or if you just want to wait for an event where it's going to be a lot easier to get. And then I also wanted to cover Christmas really quickly. I know it's like way ahead of time, but just wanted to point out some cool stuff. So we're going to be getting Santa Alter, who is a writer, actually, but it's like free. I love these free units, and it's like really cool looking. The skills aren't like the greatest. I mean, there's like a heal crit star generation rate, more crit stars, and then an own buster card kind of thing. But if you did not get a Drake, which many of us didn't, this is like a pretty decent rider who can be used for wave clearing again, buster with no phantasm AoE. And this is good against obviously caster enemies. So if you want to do caster dailies most efficiently, you might want to have this. And then again, the ascension items are these free things, which is really cool. But going back to the event, I actually wanted to point out Jack the Ripper is going to be coming out on this banner for the Christmas banner, and this is the one that I'm going to be saving up for more so than like Tamamo and Okita, because Jack is actually going to be probably our first good assassin. Like there really aren't too many good assassins in the game right now, but Jack is going to be like our first good one. So I don't want to go into detail. I'm not trying to turn this into like a character review kind of video, but just wanted to kind of give you a sneak peek of what's coming up ahead. Probably, I mean, they could change things, but these are probably coming within the next 2 months for global. But yeah, just wanted to point out that if you're farming and going through like a headache trying to get a certain kind of ascension item, maybe you want to hold off for one of these events, especially for the homunculus babies for me. I'm looking forward to that. And, just kind of think ahead of time where you want to spend your sync quartz, where you want to pull, because, most people aren't whales and most people aren't going to be able to just pay every time they want something. So that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. I know a lot of people have covered these kinds of topics before, but I wanted to just kind of look ahead from the ascension item angle and also just what's coming up in future banners as well. So hope this is a little bit food for thought and hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.